In this channel, we bring you the freshest discussions taking place in Japan's online community.
Chinese media reported on the 30th that a U.S. website featured China's high-speed rail, and American netizens were amazed by it. The article mentioned, many people believe that the U.S. and other countries should adopt similar rail systems to help protect the environment. It even quoted comments like, the U.S. could never do this. It'll never happen.
China's contracts for high-speed rail and urban rail in Washington, D.C. have been cancelled. Given how things went in Indonesia, it's not surprising. At least finish the high-speed rail in Indonesia first. I heard California's high-speed rail is going to use German or French trains. Texas's bullet train is heavily influenced by Japanese technology. You don't hear much about US-French or US-German joint ventures. Maybe California is going with German and French trains. Because the state is running the project. The US wants to connect major cities in the Midwest, South, and East Coast with high-speed rail to create huge economic zones. China will never win a contract for American rail projects due to national security concerns. Instead, Japan, as an ally, will likely get those contracts. Given that China has cyber-attacked US infrastructure, it's not surprising they're excluded. I've heard that China's high-speed trains have constant delays and cancellations. I thought it was odd to praise China for running high-speed rail despite massive losses. Only the Beijing-Shanghai line is profitable. With the economic downturn, the rest might face closure in the future. It's worth noting that this is possible with a good economy, which is why Japan shouldn't have to support them again. It's shocking how they build railways with a disposable mindset. China's high-speed rail has nothing on Japan's. Japan's trains lose out in terms of operating speed, vibrations, and noise. Japan's railways excel in average speed, frequency, punctuality, and even in reducing vibrations and noise. China's trains lack noise reduction devices and their tracks are lower quality. Their basic civil engineering and track maintenance are subpar. The speed at which they bury accident vehicles is impressive, though. I'm not saying it's not impressive. But building lines where neither construction nor operating costs are recoverable seems pointless. China's high-speed rail boasts quiet trains but needs noise-canceling headphones for passengers, which says a lot about how noisy they are. The passengers are the loudest noise on Chinese trains. High-speed rail is one of China's new 4 great inventions. It's common for countries to showcase such things when they're on the decline. China doesn't have to deal with land acquisition. For semiconductors and EVs, the US strategy is to exclude China from key technologies. Caution about Chinese railways is expected, but coexistence isn't possible. America had transcontinental railways long before China. It's just a car culture here. But if we wanted to, we could easily build high-speed rail. Given America's strict safety standards, focusing on passive safety makes high-speed rail difficult. Texas succeeded by agreeing to separate safety standards for its bullet train. When China couldn't imitate foreign models anymore, their railways became entirely different. New lines are fine now, but maintenance on these extensive networks will be a nightmare in decades. We'll probably hear about many accidents due to collapsing tracks in the future. Japan is already building high-speed rail in the US. California got fooled by China, halting their project. Texas's bullet train got federal approval by agreeing not to connect to existing lines. Sticking to bullet train safety standards. Without cities every 30 kilometers, railways are pointless. America's vast land with a few big cities in between suits air travel better. There are towns with 300,000 to 500,000 people scattered around, especially in the south between Houston, Dallas, and Atlanta. The East Coast is more densely packed. Introducing Japanese high-speed rail in the U.S. might lower the barriers for future projects, like Japanese maglev trains. Building useless stations and lines to inflate GDP numbers will lead to bankruptcy. China still imports wheels from Japan. If they invade Taiwan, that'll stop too. Haven't they seen Russia's aircraft cannibalization for parts? China is basically a developed country now. Building high-speed rail without considering future deficits is short-sighted. It's a public service, it doesn't need to be profitable. You might get purged by Emperor Xi Jinping for saying that. Are you confusing China with North Korea? China isn't that kind of country. It has better human rights protection than Japan. Is that supposed to be a joke?
Did you find this video interesting? We'll keep bringing you fun topics from Japan's online community. Please subscribe to the channel and drop some comments.